5, I'm on a journey to hear every song ever recorded. And the reason I'm doing that is to try to figure out where these bands rank, right? That's the entire purpose. And I've been doing a lot of listening lately, and I wanted to go over let me get my arm. I actually have 2 arms. I wanted to go over some of the bands that have been in my auxiliary list that are now going into the mainstream list. I had, I think what I'm going to end up with is about 400 artists. I want to expand to about 1,060 or maybe 1,100 favorite bands, but that's going to take some time, right? This has been years and years in the making. It's about. I got to get where I can actually see you guys' comments, even though there's nobody here right now. There we go. We got the live chat on the phone. Goodness gracious. I don't want to echo. There we go. Okay, I can see your live chats over there. So now I'm going to go into the file. This is my favorite artist list. It will just go down to the bottom and we'll go up. So this is just some notes I had at the bottom. Like I listened to 117 artists in their entirety as of November of 2018. That's pretty cool artifact. 105 were not done, meaning 125 were done as of November 30th, 2018. 130 were done in 2019. 83 were not done as of 2019. I've blown through the list, guys. Have blown through the list. And then this was my auxiliary list. They're listed here as honorable mentions, but I've moved them up into the list as we needed to make some progress. I'm going to use AI to figure out how many songs I've listened to from my list. It's going to take some work, though, as you'll see how the list is made. So right now, I've got 346 actually ranked, and then 347 through 380 are bands that I'm working on. And it's a lot. There's a lot of music here to listen to. Down here at the bottom, Pretenders. I'm trying to listen to the 148 studio tracks from the Pretenders. Then I got Teenage Fan Club. These are bands that Jilly Bo Legweek himself has proclaimed as some of his favorites. Some of these are great. Some of them aren't. Teenage Fan Club, The Pretenders, Motley Crue, Poison Ideas, 10,000 Maniacs. Those are all Jilly Bo Legweek recommendations. Got Junior Brown, Black Hawk in the country category. Got REO Speedwagon, just broke up. That sucks. Liam Lynch, the B-52s. Eddie Driscoll and the New Bohemians are bands. These are the ones that I'm still trying to listen to their entire catalogs. This is going to take a while. Effects Twin, I dipped my toes into a little bit of it. Come to Daddy is the only one that I know right now. Duncan Sheik, I Am Barely Breathing, and I can't, because everything from 96, 97 is just pure music gold. And You Will Know Us by the Trail of the Dead. Mara, I bet you've never heard of Mara. They had this one video that I like called Out in Style. Wink, wink. Oh, Alice Cooper is giving me a little bit of trouble because there's the band Alice Cooper. There's the guy Alice Cooper. Supposedly, they're going to blend together again. That one's giving me a bit of a headache. How do I rank that? Tell me how to do that. Do I do separate Alice Coopers? That's very confusing. I'm having that problem with Elvis Costello too. He's in 1,000 different bands. It's very confusing. AWOL Nation, I don't anticipate enjoying that one. Florence and the Machine, the Gin Blossoms. I was supposed to do the Gin Blossoms, but I got them mixed up with Toad the Wet Sprocket. I accidentally listened to Toad the Wet Sprocket when I was supposed to be listening to Gin Blossoms. That happened with The Calling and that other band that's just like The Calling, the Live House. That happened. I get those bands mixed up. Interpol, Travis. I get Travis and Remy Zero mixed up too. Sixpence None the Richer, Seven Mary Three, Sean Mullins, Stereophonics, Patty Loveless, Pam Tillis, Mary Shapin Carpenter, Thursday, Sister Hazel. They're kind of local to here, I think. I think they're local. Or they're in the South at least. I am a Southerner, if you couldn't tell. I know I don't be having the accent, but you know what I'm saying. Thursday, Sister Hazel, No Use for a Name. So sorry, Tony. Twista, Elvis Costello, and then Elvis Costello and the Attractions. I think I'm going to do those separately, and I think that I'll like the Attraction stuff better than the solo stuff. It's very confusing, but now we're going to get into the bands that I've actually ranked. Whoa, there's just a lot. 7 League Boots are pretty bad. They have 0 songs that I like, but they've made my list anyway because Billy Joe Jegweek likes them. 7 League Boots, 346th favorite band. 345 Discord. I'm not going to go. Those are some that I've added to the list recently. Smile Empty Soul and Hanson coming in kind of at the bottom. They got like one song. They got like one song that's good, and everything else is pretty lousy. Beastie Boys. Not a huge fan. They're my 342nd. So these 1%ers not doing a whole lot for me. Twisted. I like 3 of their songs, but they got so many. Afro Man. I recently did a long trip where I listened to nothing but Afro Man. It was entertaining, but he has like 500 songs. So Trapped was pretty miserable listen. Billy Idol. The Nixons, I like their sound, but there just wasn't a lot of songs that really just knocked it out of the park with the Nixons. They just recently got added to the list. Semisonic is a new addition. Missy Elliott's been kind of down here at the bottom for a while. Ryan Adams, he's already ranked. I didn't think I'd ranked him, but it's pretty forgettable. A lot of it. He's got 4 amazing songs, and then the rest is kind of a little too mellow for me. I'm a mellow guy. Oh my word. I have to change that. They're not the Dixie Chicks anymore. They're the Chicks. Holy crap. I'm so sorry. The Chicks, not the Dixie Chicks. They're the Chicks. Gail is interesting because I really like her one song, but she has no albums. So she's 0 out of 0, but she does sit at my 332nd spot. It's very confusing, but it makes sense to me. Skindred, I thought they were going to be one of my new favorite bands, but they're sitting way down here at the bottom, 331. Saving Abel was not such an enjoyable project. Van Halen, yeah. Van Halen are way down here at 329 too. I love 3 Van Halen songs, and that's it. Another recommendation by Jilly Bo Legweek didn't work out for me. But the color bands are always a joy. You got White Reaper. They're coming in a little bit higher. Candlebox Kitty. Blind Melon. Avoid One Thing. Aaron Tippon. Ben Folds Solo. R. Kelly. Dear goodness, I'm sorry. Remy Zero. John Fogerty. The Strokes. Finger 11. Had a couple of great songs. Dead Sarah. Dead Sarah would have ranked higher if it was like stuff from EPs, and I don't count that. It's got to be on the studio record. Madonna kind of sucks a little bit, but she's got some great songs, right? it's a rough discography. That was miserable. Sting had some good stuff, but he's still pretty low. Lost Prophets. Again, why did I do this? Why did I put myself through this? I'm sorry, Sting. How did Lost Prophets beat Sting? No! Crossfade. They're pretty okay. Shaggy had a really great album, and then it was tough to get through the rest of his catalog. It was pretty rough. Mr. Lava Lava, Mr. Lava Lava, I'm Mr. Lava, I am in the lava. Jewel. I'll never forget, my mom had the Jewel CD in the kitchen cabinet for some reason, pulled it out, gave it to me as I was getting into alternative music back then. David Gray got a new album coming out pretty soon. Toby Keith. Man, I miss Toby Keith. Queens of the Stone Age. Not digging their sound a lot. Black Sabbath. I don't know how I haven't ranked them until now, but they're a pretty new addition. Sawyer Brown. Sublime. I haven't ranked Sublime with Rome. I don't think they have too much output with Rome. I'm looking forward to new Queen, though. Queen might be doing some Queen Plus stuff. Tantric. Tantric's a good band. I should revisit them. Third Day. I think the only Christian act to make this list. There might be a couple other ones. There might be a few Christian acts to make the list. Third Day are really great, though. The Cure. AFI. Whole Wheat Bread. I just did Whole Wheat Bread. Snot. Demi Lovato. Filter. Did you guys know that the lead singer of Filter is the brother of T-1000? His brother is made of liquid metal. For real. For reals. No cap. All cap. All capital letters. Joe Diffie. Nelly. Iggy Pop. Corey Taylor. Corey Taylor's a new addition. Drug Church. Drug Church is pretty new addition. Stroke 9 have been on the list for a while. Kenny Chesney was a little rough to get through. Default is kind of like a Nickelback kind of band, but pretty good. Saliva, Newfound Glory, Grandson just got recently added to the list. Theory of a Dead Man. Sarah and the Safe Word are a cabaret rock band. That's pretty wild stuff. Cabaret rock bands. Seeing what all my screens are. So cabaret rock. That was pretty interesting. Lifehouse. Got them mixed up with The Calling. Islander. I know the guy. I know Mikey from Islander. Really cool guy. Really positive force in rock and roll. I'm glad that I went to a career center with him back in the day. Islander, pretty cool. Vertical Horizon. I thought they were going to be one of my favorite bands, but they're kind of, they're 279. They're pretty good. Fatboy Slim, Better Than Ezra. All American Rejects just got added to the list. The Calling, John Anderson. From Zero is a pretty cool band. Fountains of Wayne, God bless them. Ben Folds 5, the band. Chevelle, Sponge, Springsteen. Now, Chevelle, they were good. I like them live. Don't really enjoy listening to their music on the albums. They're good live, though. Whoa! Sponge is a new addition. Really had fun. Sponge surprised me. I get Sponge and the Nixons mixed up sometimes, but Sponge was the better of the two, in my opinion. Just, they're both good bands. Rihanna, Moby, Wayland. Wayland's a new addition. Hank Williams II, or Hank Williams Jr., Flaw, Masked Intruder. Masked Intruder have one of my favorite songs of all time. Beyond a Shadow of a Doubt. Definitely check that out. If you don't listen to any other Masked Intruder, check out Beyond a Shadow of a Doubt. It's about stalking a girl that you love and trying to talk her into loving you, even though she doesn't. Very healthy stuff. Ooh, wow! Woohoo! American Hi-Fi. Bon Jovi, the band, not solo. Dust for Life. Dust for Life are a pretty good new metal band. Adema, you got Jonathan Davis's younger cousin, making the most of his family name. Got ZZ Top, the Eagles, Paradigm, Ouija Mac. That's something that Finn McKenty introduced me to Ouija Mac. And good Lord, he would be way higher, but he has like 8 trillion songs. He has 349 songs, actually. Ouija Mac, check him out. It's hard to spell. Live is hard to Google, but we got Living Through Chemistry. They don't have any songs on the internet anymore. They were a really great band that I saw live one time, and then they just kind of disappeared. I remember them because it's the only concert where the lead singer was like reading all the lyrics from his phone, which is kind of lame, but the show was amazing. So I forgave him for singing with his phone in his face because he was so good. Sugar Ray, Cheap Trick, one of my favorite classic rock bands. Lil Wayne, coming to a city near me pretty soon. Might have to. I've never been to a rap concert. I kind of am intrigued. Code Orange is a new addition. Incubus, Blackstone Cherry, they were pretty fun to listen to. Lit, Nas, one of my favorite rappers. Train, yeah, that's right. Train are not a train wreck. They're pretty good sometimes. 666, oh my God, Train and Nas. Are you guys devil worshippers? Tool, I like 6.77%. Britney Spears, Smashing Pumpkins. That's how you say that. Tim McGraw. That never gets old. Pink Floyd. Maroon 5. You got the color bands, the number bands. Clint Black, Drowning Pool. I met them one time at a record store. They were pretty cool guys. Neil Young, Nicki Minaj, Something Corporate is a new addition. They're 7.69%. Youngblood, Unwritten Law, a really great band. Jimmy Eat World, Katy Perry, Hank Williams III, Mushroom Head, AC/DC, Outkast, Cake, Craven Melon. Sorry, Craven Melon, but it was the only concert I've ever walked out of. They jammed poorly for an hour straight. We just wanted to hear Sweet Tea and Come Undone. You jammed for an hour, and it was terrible. Oh, that's so bad. Wet Leg, Psycho Stick. We're gonna get to the great stuff in a little bit. 303. I've got Terrible is written beside it. They were bad. Fugees, Michael Jackson, the king of pop himself. Get Dead, Bob Seger, Everlast. Ooh. Okay. Let's go over here to StreamYard. Hey, there's a few people watching this. Okay, it has went up. Okay, I was seeing if I'm scrolling. Okay. Everlast. Pretty intriguing stuff. You know, we're getting 8% bands. Toad the Wet Sprocket, Andrew WK. Four Non-Blondes are reuniting for the first time in 30 years. So I'm gonna have to see what they're doing next. Dave Matthews Band, Jay-Z, Leonard Skinner, Signs of Iris, a really great indie band you should check out. We're getting into the 10 percenters. Hinder, The Wallflowers, Unslaved, Hugger Mugger. Hugger Mugger is the new name of Signs of Iris. Both pretty good bands. Trauma Slave, The Black Crows, Jessie Malin, Jet, Lady Gaga. You see, she's a pretty recent addition. I got into her when I was watching The Joker 2. Puddles! You're telling me your name is Puddles? Puddles! Mr. Fleck. Puddles. Hootie and the Blowfish. Now we're in the, Jet. No, who started 10%? We got 10 percenters. Yeah, we're in the 10 percenters now. John Mellencamp, Fleetwood Mac, one of my other favorite classic rock bands. Big and Rich, a rare country sighting in the list. Flyleaf is new to the list. Lynn, Len, Foreigner, Fuel, Alanis Morissette, Hollywood Undead, Creeper. I got Creeper and White Reaper mixed up, but Creeper are the better band. Mudvayne, Saint Estonia, Handsome Devil, not that Handsome Devil, but Handsome Devil. There's two different bands. We got the White Stripes. We got Disbanded Notes. Evanescence, Black Eyed Peas have gotten really horrible. Collective Soul, Tracy Lawrence, Garth Brooks. The Replacements are new. Violent Soho's pretty new. Insane Clown Posse are the lowest band on the list, where they are in blue, which means I used to that used to be I would just like I had to listen to all of it, but now I have to listen to all of this, right? But the Insane Clown Posse were a band that like I kind of collected, but I didn't need everything. Like I don't need the Insane Clown Posse lunchbox and Insane Clown Posse notebook paper. I just, try to keep up with them fairly more than other bands. Grown Up Avengers Stuff is an indie band that I saw live, just impressed me. Dwight Yoakam, Goo Goo Dolls, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, POD. They were a contender for worst band with the best album. Sorry, POD. I like you. You're 171. It's just I was trying to figure out what's the worst band with the best album, and POD have some really good albums. Blessed Union of Souls, Idols. I got in some trouble about Idols on the channel. I did a review for their Spaceman Floating Around a Fancy Rich Person's House album, and I didn't like it. I gave it a 0, and their fans lost it on me. Whew. I got the ire of the Idols fans. Fastball are way better. They are underrated. I feel like nobody else knows who Fastball is, but they had the one hit was like, where were they going without ever knowing the way, about old people who had dementia and died. True story. And that song was a bop, though, even though it was sad. Alan Jackson, The Descendants. I get The Descendants and The Replacements mixed up. The Descendants are pretty good. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Why did he go solo when it's the same band? It's one of those bull crap thingies again. Rivers Cuomo is a new addition. Bush. I kind of collect Bush, but I don't really care too much. Pete Townsend is a new addition, and his catalog was pretty fun to listen to. There was some kind of leftovers from The Who, and I always am looking for Who music. Chumbawamba. Wow. Some weird stuff. Soundgarden. Fun is a new addition. Mayor Breslin is not a real person. It's an artificial intelligence making the list. Arcade Fire is a new addition. They were okay. Stone Temple Pilots. I thought they'd be higher. I, at one time, thought of them very, very highly. Third Eye Blind. Teenage Bottle Rocket is a new addition. Kanye West. Dropkick Murphys. Wednesday 13. Rolling Stones coming in kind of low. Rob Zombie just had a birthday. Tracy Chapman. I had a lot of fun listening to Tracy Chapman. She's awesome. She's attractive. She's awesome. Roger Daltrey just did his. Not all of his stuff is on Spotify. Like his first 3 albums are not on there, and I had to track them down in other YouTube ways. Bloodhound Gang was kind of fun. Police. I thought they were going to be boring. They were not boring. They're very good. Coming in at 16.6. Oh, they're devilish. Limp Bizkit above the Police. I'm not sorry. I am sorry that Aaron Lewis comes above the Police. Good Lord. Well, he's tied. Ooh. Ooh, I need to put. Oh, if they're tied? Oh, no. Police need to go up there then. No, yeah. Get a little. I'm loose. I'm looser than a goose. Dead by Sunrise is pretty new. Elton John, that took a long time to get through his catalog, but oh, it was worth it. So good. Simple Plan, better than Elton John. The Used, H2O, that's an underground band. I'm making my Role Model. I'm going to stop singing. Just Role Model by H2O is great. Sheryl Crow got me into rock and roll of the 90s. Sheryl Crow is awesome. Pennywise, one of those legendary punk rock bands. Cletus T. Judd, a non-rocker. Puddle of Mud, seen them a couple times. One time they were good. The other time they were Wes Scantlin was passed out on the stage, and his son was like 11 at the time and tried to take over the show, and it was awful. No Doubt. I thought they'd be higher too, but they're not. I guess they suck. The Hives, not good. But they're here. I just didn't enjoy it a lot. Avril Lavigne, A Perfect Circle is a new addition. Gwen Stefani, MC Lars has a song called Hot Topic is Not Punk Rock. Cleopatra is a newer band. I thought they were going to be like an all-time favorite. They're okay. They're all right. Sitting at 127. Ozzy Osbourne, 126. That might be blasphemy to some people. Nickelback, better than Ozzy Osbourne. Aerosmith, kind of tied for Nickelback. That's pretty cool. They're a little better than Nickelback. Blues Traveler, had a lot of fun listening to them. Social Distortion, Adele, Gray Matter. Gray Matter is a band that Jilly Bo Leg Week told me about, and they were a lot of fun. 20%. We're in the 20% bands. Cage the Elephant. I got to be in the mood. Got to be in the mood for Cage the Elephant, but they got up to 119. City High. You guys remember City High? What would you do if your kids were at home? Sing along, because it's a little lonely. It's really, really cool. Live, the band Live. Counting Crows. Hole, REM, Panic at the Disco are kind of a new addition. Car, with 2 R's. She's pretty great. She's got some songs that are really dirty and nasty. A lot of fun. Where Am I? Car, that's a lot of C artists. Okay, Car, MGK, Sugar Cult, Tenacious D, Avenged Sevenfold, Johnny Cash. I listened to 835 songs by Johnny Cash. It was pretty rewarding. Creedence Clearwater Revival, some classic rock. Pearl Jam, thought they'd be higher. They're not. 3 Days Grace, Buck Cherry, Rage Against the Machine, disbanded. Jack White, he's a new addition. Queen, coming in at the number 100 spot. Queen at 100. Kind of feel like they should be higher too, but they're not. I listen to the catalogs and I give them a percentage, and that's it. That's it. Can't argue with math. Well, you can. Math sucks. It's a man-made thingy. D12, Creed, Boston. Boston, man, that is a band that just ranking their catalog is like this. Boop. Good Lord, Boston. Get it together. Rob Thomas. I don't have a whole lot of solo artists on here. Pink with an exclamation mark. Korn. We're getting into some pretty solid bands now. Disturbed, Godsmack, Three Doors Down. That's a little bit of a rough patch. The Beatles are in between Eminem and Three Doors Down. Eminem is better than the Beatles, as are the rest of the artists in this video. Rancid, I thought they'd be higher. Weird Al, I've grown up with Weird Al. Guns N' Roses are my 86th. Mystic Knights of the Cobra are better. We're in the 30 percentiles now. Fine Young Cannibals just got added to the list. Pretty wild stuff. That's some super nostalgia right there. Groove Thing from Home Alone. And she drives me crazy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That song is sad. Did you know that song is sad? She drives me crazy and I can't help myself. Thermostat. If you know, you know. You probably don't know. Find the Thermostat song called On My Own. They're out there. You can find them. Now we're in the 80s. We're in my like top 80 something favorite bands. 82, Bowling for Soup. Bowling for Soup are blue, so I kind of try to keep track of Bowling for Soup as good as I can. Interrupters, Seether, Fallout Boy, Defiant. The Defiant is the drummer that got kicked out of The Offspring with Greg Camp from Smash Mouth fame. He was the guitarist of Smash Mouth for a long time. That's a really good band. They have a unique sound. I like it. Even if the entire band is like, oh, we got kicked out of other bands for BS reasons. I don't think the band is like anti everything that the Offspring stands for. They're just like, yeah, we all kind of got let go from other bands for whatever reason. No big deal. Tom Petty solo is tied with Institute. That's a Gavin Rosdale project. We got LFO, my favorite boy band, LFO. Papa Roach, Oliver Tree, Misfits are a new addition. The Who, 71. Metallica, Serge Tankian, Smash Mouth, Billy Talent are a pretty new addition. The Distillers, U2, Soft Play, really great. They used to have another band name. You can hear their story about it in their song Punk's Dead. That's a really great song. Bare Naked Ladies used to be my number one favorite band. Now they're 63. After Stephen Page left, it got kind of rough. I wish it weren't so, but they need Stephen Page to come back. He ran away. You run away. Ramones. Brandon Flowers bringing in the 40 percentile. We're at the 40 percentile bands. Sum 41, 41.02%. That's incredible. Courtney Love. My note here says this is where things get bad. No solid albums. Yeah, so somewhere we'll talk about it when we get to the artists that have solid albums. Savage Garden, their first album was kind of hit or miss, and then that second one was perfect. Savage Garden, wow. But they won't come back unless it will cure cancer, which that would just be, imagine if cancer was cured and Savage Garden came back. Fart! The Clash. God, I miss The Clash. Blue October. They were a perfect band for a bit, and then they started to not be perfect. It's okay. I'm glad Justin's happy. I hope you're happy. Bad Religion. I got some flack over my album ranking on Bad Religion. Empire Strikes First is just the best. And then American Jesus is an anthem. Got to play that one on repeat. Meatloaf. Oh, man. Meatloaf has just made some of the greatest songs ever. Eve 6. The Killers. Today the Moon, Tomorrow the Sun is a newer addition to the list. I saw them live once. They're kind of indie, and they just blew my mind. So they jumped way up out of nowhere. They were an auxiliary band, and they jumped to number 51. Stone Sour. We got a lot of Corey Taylor on the list. He's made the list in 3 different categories, kind of. Alien Ant Farm. Alien Ant Farm. Ghost. The Red Hot Chili Peppers. The Red Hot Chili Peppers, if they would just throw away all their albums before Blood Sugar Sex Magic was all right. But if they would throw away all the albums before that, they'd be like an 80 or 90% band. I mean, just, man, they made some garbage back in the 80s. Good Lord. Tyler Cassidy, glad to have him as the first entry in 50%. I like half of what he does. Matchbox 20 in the same boat, 50%. And now we got the bands that I like the majority of their material. And the first band that I like the majority of is, what is it? Can you guys read it? Can you guys read it on there? Read it to me. No. Alkaline Trio. I like 50.43%. I like 58 songs out of 115. Man, that new one was good. Glorious Sons. I discovered them, a YouTube video of Panic Attack by Glorious Sons. Check it out. Laura Jane Grace. I'm glad that Against Me is sort of like, it's not 100% over. We might get new Against Me, but Laura Jane Grace doing some great stuff on her own. Bad Flower just recently got up to my 41st spot. Pretty incredible. They were in the auxiliary list. Now they're in the top 41. Rehab at number 40. Rehab would be kind of a perfect band. Again, if you kind of ditch some of the earlier albums, you'd have a perfect band. Foo Fighters are, I like 56% of Foo Fighters. They've got a couple of albums I just don't like at all. But most of them are pretty perfect these days. These days! Marilyn Manson, 56%. I like a bunch of Marilyn Manson songs. I was surprised at how many. Velvet Revolver were one of those bands that had a perfect album and then a sucky album. And then the sucky album, I started to kind of warm up to a little bit. So they moved way up. 57%. These bands are in the 57 percentile. My Chemical Romance. Again, kind of like I've said before, their earlier stuff, not my thing, but their newer stuff, woo! Sex Pistols. My notes here says beginning of the suckage. So, Sex Pistols, they got the one album. That one album's pretty good. Let's see, I like 7 out of the 12 for the Sex Pistols. So I guess starting now, we're above the suckage. The Sex Pistols had some suckage. The Murder Dolls, they got some suckage too. But I like 58.33% of theirs. They got, it's like Velvet Revolver. They got one perfect album. And then I got like the deluxe version of Beyond the Valley of the Murder Dolls. That thing is great. And then their second one just not really doing it for me. One bad album. Faces Unturned, a great local metal band. My 33rd favorite band with no official releases. Slipknot. I like 60.22% of Slipknot. That's a lot. Gorillaz. Very eclectic taste, I think. That's kind of, I'm proud of this. But yeah, we got a lot of blue and green. Let me go back. So where to the green? Institute, I would buy anything that Institute puts out. Savage Garden, I'd buy anything. Red Hot Chili Peppers, I'd buy anything. Okay. Now we're in the top. We're getting close to the top of the cream of the crop. The crop of the cream. Oh, Annie, are you okay? What we got? Good Charlotte. So, yeah, okay, let's see. Slipknot, they've got a couple albums I don't really revisit a whole lot, but most of it's pretty great. Gorillaz, they've got a bad album here or there. Good Charlotte. Good Charlotte would be almost perfect, but they've got 2 albums that are god awful. God awful. And then the others are perfect. It's very sad. Good Charlotte could have been 100% banned, but they got some god awful stuff. Youth Authority makes me sick. It's just violently, offensively horrid in every way. Anyway, Audio Slave. I got one bad album. Yeah, so Audio Slave had like 2 perfect records, or 1 perfect record, 1 great record, and then 1 that's just kind of bleh. In that order. Everclear. Everclear have 2 bad albums, but the rest is pretty great. So Everclear, 67.85%. They were my favorite band for a long time. Before a color band got them. Highly Suspect, 70%. This is a new addition. To get that high up on my list is crazy. But Highly Suspect, pretty cool band. I'm going to see them in February, I think. Maybe in Asheville, I think. We'll see. Living by Words. This is my own band, and they are 26. I like 68.54% of my own band. I acknowledge some of it's bad. Those guys haven't done much lately. I've been doing the YouTube thing. Pinhead Gunpowder, 74.07. My 25th favorite band. Oh, man, we got some emojis. We got some emojis on Weezer. My 24th favorite band. They were like neck and neck with the Offspring for a while, but the Offspring have surpassed them. Weezer have they've got a lot of really great stuff in their albums, outside their albums. I got some non-album tracks listed, but it doesn't count towards the percentage. Weezer are pretty great, but they have Pacific Daydream and the Black Album, which those 2 albums are just the worst. Oh my God. Like, I don't understand. Weezer are one of the greatest bands of all time, but Black Album and Pacific Nightmare, I'm gonna cry. They're so bad. They're so bad. They're so offensively, horrendously, just god awful. I can't even. But everything else by Weezer is great. I like Ratitude. I like Red. Maladroit's kind of okay. Weezer, pretty great. I've grown up with Weezer. They came with my dad's computer, Windows 95. Remember? It was 500 years ago. Boxcar Racer. Boxcar Racer have 1 perfect album. Well, I like 10 out of 13 tracks by Boxcar Racer. They're disbanded. They're post-hardcore. They do have like some of the new Blink-182 songs are kind of like Boxcar Racer songs. Alex Cameron, really, really good. He's got some perfect records. He's got some that aren't perfect, but he's got a couple of perfect records. NoFX. The Offspring coming in at number 20 with 80.76%. And the green, like Audio Slave, Everclear, Living by Words, Boxcar Racer, and The Offspring, I'll buy all their CDs or vinyl. Here lately, I could kind of go without physical media, but those bands, I try to buy everything they do. If they have a new one come out, I'll try to snatch it up. Boy, get them, boys. Dury, brand new band. Got 1 album, and I like 10 out of the 12 tracks. So they got 83.33%. Dury. Their big song was Who's Laughing Now? So check that out. Dury, Who's Laughing Now? Lincoln Park. They got a green number and then they're blue. I've bought some Lincoln Park CDs, but I don't really need to own them all. But Lincoln Park are pretty great. They are 83.50% rockin'. They've got no bad albums, although I would say sometimes I feel like Living Things is a bad album. Living Things is kind of bleh, and Hunting Party is kind of bleh. But everything else, Linkin Park's pretty freaking amazing, you know. That includes the new one. Yeah, they're pretty great. Kid Rock, kind of embarrassing these days to like Kid Rock, but he's got like one bad album out of a bunch. That black and white album cover, Rebel Soul, is trash. His attitude is trash. His opinions are trash. But Kid Rock, he plays every instrument well. He sings every kind of genre well. And he's just kind of annoying these days. You got Nirvana, 88.57. I used to collect Nirvana. I don't really, but there's not a lot to collect in Nirvana these days, right? It's Montage of Heck really made me upset. It's like all burps and farts. Why would they put that out? That's awful. That was awful. But Nirvana, 16th greatest band of all time, in my opinion. Uncle Kracker, I don't have guilty pleasures, but that seems a little bit goofy to have Uncle Kracker above Nirvana. But he's near perfect. He used to be near the top. But his newest album wasn't perfect. I'd say most of his songs are pretty darn good, pretty darn catchy, amazing in concert. He got me into Kenny Rogers. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em. And that night, I met somebody that was at that show years later. Rehab and Uncle Kracker. What a show. I was like, oh, yeah, Mike, you were there? Oh, man, I was there. Embarrassing. Stained. Kind of a little bit embarrassing these days. They got one album that's not so great, but they got 89.65% rocking on the list. I like 78 out of 87 Stained songs. And then Cold, who's like Stained but better, 89.74. And Cold, yeah, they're pretty perfect. They got a couple songs off the debut that I'm not crazy about, but check them out. Cold, Bleed, that's the song you got to hear. Cold Bleed. It might be called 13 if you watch the video. Shinedown, 90. We're in the 90 percentile bands. Shinedown, one bad album. That debut is kind of lousy. And the second Shinedown album, not so great. But then everything else is perfect. So I like 66 songs out of 73 Shinedown songs. They got a new album they're working on. It's not going to be a concept record. It's just going to be like 12 good songs. And they said they're going to use, hopefully, not any of that garbage first and second record stuff, but they're going to use all their different sounds. Blink-182, number 11. 93.43. This is A plus. This is A or A minus. Blink-182, I have one bad album. I think when I typed that, it was when I was hating on 9. And now I don't hate 9 so much. I actually like 9 quite a bit. So I'll erase that. Blink-182 don't have any bad albums. Screw you. I just want to see some naked dudes. That's why I built this pool. There's something about you that I can't quite get my finger against me. How does it say fall? Oh, they fell. I don't know. Typo. Against me, 93.58%. We're in my top 10 bands, guys. Scars on Broadway, like 26 out of their 27 songs. They got like one. What is that song? There's one song I really hate, and then the rest are perfect. Really excited. I think Scars on Broadway are about to reactivate. Darren Malaukian and Scars on Broadway. I can't think of it. There's one Scars on Broadway song that kind of sucks. Flogging Molly. They would have been perfect except for Speed of Darkness was kind of a bad album, or it had a few weaker songs on it. But I like 94 out of 97 songs. So 96.90. Transplants. No bad albums. And again, it's a case of one song sucks and everything else is mind-blowingly great. Yeah, there's one bad Transplant song. Not sure what it is, though. System of a Down. Same thing. System of a Down have one song off their debut that I'm not huge into, but everything else is mind-bogglingly great. We need new System of a Down. They have no bad stuff. They're 98.59. Please like, subscribe, comment, blah, 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 blah. You can put your favorite 400 artist in the comments. Go for it. Number 5, Plus 44. And guess what? 100%. We're now at the 100% bands. Plus 44, Blink-182 should have dissolved and let Plus 44 been the main band. Or, flip the script. It just should have been that way. Plus 44, 155, that whole album, that band can do no wrong. That album, they got some acoustic tracks. They got some covers they've done. They've got some demos they've done. It's all perfect. Plus 44. 4 in the Strange Band. Perfect. They got 2 albums. Perfect front to back. You got to check them out. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you guys. I'll go all the way up. The Viagra Boys. Perfect. They got 3 albums. They got a whole bunch of B-sides and singles. Every note, every album, perfect across the board. Viagra Boys are amazing. Then number 2, Co-Defendants is a very unique punk band. They've got an album called Crime Wave, which is their genre. They've invented a new genre, and I want there to be more crime wave. Not crime, but music that sounds like crimes. Got it? Don't commit crimes, but listen to Crime Wave. And then, number 1, it gets a little confusing. I did see on Spotify Green Day are number 164 in the world, which is pretty impressive. Out of 11 million artists on Spotify, that's really impressive. They're, in my notes, which might be a little out of date, Green Day are the 88th biggest band in the world. They have no bad albums. They have no bad anything. Green Day are perfect. Nightlife included. Hashinka included. Oh. But I might need to separate Green Day, especially from the Network. How did that get in there? They are not related to the Network. But I do have it Green Day / Foxborough Hot Tub / the Network. slash Rodeo Queens slash Billy Joe Armstrong and Nora Jones. They're the 88th biggest band in the world. They're punk rock. It says they're formed in 86 on here. I think it was 87, 88. No bad albums. I buy everything Green Day does, no matter what. And I might need to, I think I'm going to separate the Foxborough Hot Tubs. They would be another perfect band. They can do no wrong. The Rodeo Queens can do no wrong because they've only got one song. The Network maybe have a few songs that aren't so great. That's how they get you. And they've got some beeps and boops kind of garbage. Some of their songs make me puke a little bit. It's on purpose, but just some really gross stuff with the Network, who are not Green Day. Billy Joe and Nora, they will maybe go down a little ways. So probably Foxborough Hot Tubs would end up being my second favorite band. Then Rodeo Queens. And then the Network and Billy Joe plus whoever we'd have to rank them, which we'll probably will at some point. But yeah, for now, my insane listening project. Again, I've got to go through real quick. I've got to listen to all this stuff down here. Elvis Costello, Twista, No Use for a Name, Sister Hazel, Thursday. Are any of these bands like Interpol, Gin Blossoms, Florence and the Machine? These are the bands that I've been kind of putting off. Like I'm thinking maybe some of these I want to enjoy, but hopefully I find something in here that just makes me say, screw Green Day. Now I'm a B-52s nerd or a Sixpence None the Richer nerd. I will say Seven Mary 3, not doing it for me so far. Interpol, And They Will Know Us by the Trail of the Dead. We'll see. They did make the list for a reason because they do have some songs that I like. But that has been fun. It's been fun talking about. Oh, I never saw the chat on the phone. I had the phone so I could see the chat. Now I got Hubert saying, "Oh, me say no." But it's like 25 years in the future where Hubert is. Have you been, Hubert, if you're still there, have you been watching that other channel? That other channel is pretty great. Didn't even show up in my live chat on my mobile device. Money, money, 3022. What is it? That channel that we like, that we're all checking out now. She's like our history. I'm watching my own live stream. Weirdo Incorporated. Shout out to Weirdo Incorporated. Weirdo Incorporated. They're doing like the girl who inspired Green Day's Good Riddance. And Breaking Bad videos. William Shatner telling somebody to F off. Somebody playing a children's drum set. Cooking drugs. Breaking Bad. Monkeys. Beaver chewing through tree. Shout out to Weirdo Incorporated. I was over there watching. Yeah, I was over there. I was watching Weirdo Incorporated, and I'm like, this is good. This is good. It's really good. I was like, ooh, I need to make my channel look like this. And ooh, I need to make a video like this. So yeah, inspiring. Weirdo Incorporated is very inspiring to me. I'm working. I'm trying to get a better microphone, and better setup and stuff. The struggle is real. We got any song versus song ideas, real quick, Hubert? The cover-ups, didn't we? I gotta look at the cover-ups. Whoo! The cover-ups played recently. The cover-ups, and then we'll get off because I have been streaming for a while. The undercover-ups. I want the cover-ups to do originals. That would be cool. The cover-ups setlist.fm, baby. Cover-ups. The cover-ups. Hey, my name's Kermit the Frog. January 15th. That was, wait, today? Oh, England. England's in the year 3059. Pretty much the same covers they usually do. But Hot to Go by Chappelle Roan. That's interesting. I'm So Bored with the USA by The Clash. Dedicated to those affected by the California wildfires. Very cool, Billy Joe. Oh, Pinhead Gunpowder. Where are they? Where are they? Let's find them. Pinhead Gunpowder. They're 25. Like 74.07% of them. Like 20 out of 27 songs. They're right above my own band. You got Weezer. We got Boxcar Razor, Weezer, Pinhead Gunpowder, Living by Words, Highly Suspect. Pinhead Gunpowder, ladies and gentlemen. Pinhead Gunpowder. Pinhead Gunpowder, Weirdo Incorporated. I might go watch some Weirdo. I got to eat, though. I'm going to make shrimp tacos. I'm making shrimp tacos tonight. 27's low, right? 27's low. Yeah, they used to be up here bundled in with Green Day, but that wasn't fair. That wasn't fair at all. I do have to separate all these Green Day projects, though. Definitely. I'm starving to death. A USB stick. That's interesting. I might have one somewhere. I've got, let's see. I don't know. This is randomly sitting down here. Blue vinyl. Blue vinyl. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I got backups. I got the backups. They're backed up. They are backed up. Jilly Bow Leg Week. Jilly Bow Leg Week, Jilly Bow Leg Week, Jilly Bow Leg Week. See if there's any Green Day news really quick, and then I get off here. I am starving to death. Slipknot's clown says he has trouble feeling important. Why? No one? Oh my God. No one has asked me about the keg in 25 years. You hit a keg with a baseball bat and you make millions. You hit it. Okay. Is a keg with a baseball? Okay. The heavier REM album inspired by YouTube, Goosebumps, more Slipknot, Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. The one Pearl Jam song Eddie Vedder refuses to visit. New study shows stress-induced DNA damage can speed up aging. Minecraft 2 has been canceled. Ocean currents, blah, 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 falling in reverse. Ronnie Radke criticizes blah, blah, blah. I wonder what. 5 Nirvana deep cuts that never got the attention they deserved. Species of deep sea bug the size of dog named for Star Wars villain. Yeah, they were the guy Notch, whoever made Minecraft, he posted something like, would you guys rather me make this kind of game or Minecraft sequel? And of course, like 80 trillion people said Minecraft sequel. And he was like, can't really legally do it. So sorry. I think he's good. I think he was talking about making a spiritual successor to it. But then he said spiritual successors aren't that good, so I don't know. I used to play Skyrim and Oblivion a lot. Now I have, right now I just have an original. No, I have an Xbox 360, which is just randomly I came across it, and then a Super Nintendo little box thingy, and that's about it. The kiddo is obsessed with Minecraft and Among Us and Sprunkies right now. But yeah, I used to be all into the Elder Scrolls games and all the PlayStation and Xbox games. Oh, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. Oh, I love Grand Theft Auto. All of them. Super Mario, Donkey Kong. I'm into Donkey Kong. I've got Killer Instinct was Mortal Kombat. Killer Instinct was great. I've written some Killer Instinct fan fiction. Doom. I used to play Doom. Commander Keen. Wolfenstein. Oh, man. The FDA bans gummy bears. In a few days, the sun will engulf the earth. No. The earth will witness a rare solar event. Brad from Lincoln Park says, even though I'm not on stage, I'm putting a lot of creative love into Lincoln Park. Really cool. Oh yeah, I think I've played some Red Dead Redemption. Jack Black, he mentions that in his video game song. I don't play video games no more. Never play video games. But Red Dead Redemption 2, that is not a game. It's an incredible journey through all American history. Fighting for your life and fighting for your family. I'm going to let the kid hear some F words from Jack Black. Romulus sequel, Warbringer Bush. Bush is working on a new album. Confessions of a CD Hoarder. Guitar Plug-in. The Moon. Elvis Costello talks about David Bowie. 90s rock band. Ooh. Oh, it's Four Non-Blondes are reuniting. Slayer. People Are Bewildered. Dan Looker. Supergirl. Alice in Chains, something or other, Still Matters. Doctor Who, doesn't matter. Dave Grohl, does not matter anymore. Gremlins are, new Gremlins movie. Okay, new Gremlins movie, reportedly. Chris Poland says Marty Fieldman is his ... The 10 best grunge albums of all time. Guwald Gone Wild. 4 new metal bands for you to hear. I spent $100,000 on a Cybertruck because I'm an idiot. How big are big cats? I think, Walls of Jericho. Ooh, sneezing. Let's see. I know they've done performances. New. Is there? They're trying to finish an album they recorded with Cornell, but that was in 2019. Let's see. History. And then I'm starving for shrimp tacos. They did the new Dragons thing. Oh, they can release the stuff with Cornell, but we don't know when it's coming. Shrimp tacos. Yeah, it's pretty. It's kind of dinner time now. Tacos. Yeah, tacos for breakfast are good. Spaghetti for breakfast. Spaghetti is really good for breakfast. You know, spaghetti and coffee. It's a little weird, but you gotta have the coffee. Dude, wait. What? Never eat tacos after 9 p.m. Tacos don't really bother my stomach too much. Everybody's like talking about Taco Bell. I don't have issues. I don't have issues when I eat Taco Bell. But Red Dead Redemption 2, that is not a game. Check black video game lyrics. Are you plugged in? I don't play video games no more. I never play video games except for a little bit of God of War. I never play video games. Maybe once in a while, a little bit of Fallout 4, but that's okay. Not right now. I got things to do. Yeah, my son just like dies laughing at this song, unalives laughing because I don't play video games no more. Never play video games, but Red Dead Redemption 2, that is not a game. It's an incredible journey through all American history, fighting for your life and fighting for your family, trying to live your days with honor and integrity. That's not a game. That's an adult thing. That's not a game at all. This is my son's favorite part. That's like fucking Shakespeare. I don't play video games no more. Tiny bit of video games. I guess I still play fucking video games. That's the one. It's on the album. And then we got canceled. Nice. PS5. Whew. It's time for some shrimp tacos. Thank you guys. I had a lot of people. There's like 4 people watching. There's like 4 people watching there for a little bit. Nice. Make sure to yada the yada, yada the yada, the yada the yada. Down, thumbs down works too. Thumbs engagement be engagement though. Goodbye. Like Todd from Breaking Bad.